Hi guys, good morning. Yes, it is morning. This is the first time since I started doing these videos that it's warm enough out here in the greenhouse before noon to come out here and film this. I'm doing this video on Thursday, but you're going to be watching it on Friday, February 27th, which is just amazingly exciting to me. February will be over and it'll be March before we know it. And I know we can still get cold and snowy and yucky weather in March, but it just feels like February is winter and March is spring to me. And March is like kind of when everything starts breaking loose here and I get really busy. I've been pretty busy through the winter season this year for the first time, but March really just like seems like the kickoff to my season. Um, and I'm ready. I am ready for it. I'm raring to go. so I'm going to try something a little bit different this week because I have so much that I want to show you. I told you last week that I definitely want to do a garden walk. We're going to do a little bit of that today, but then tomorrow it's supposed to be 50 and sunny. So I think I'm going to do another video on Friday and like just do a little bit more garden walking and show you around what's survived the winter, what it looks like, what the things I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks around here. We will do a little bit of that in this video. So the way that this is going to be different is I am playing around with editing again, and I am learning to splice videos together. So I'm kind of recording these in smaller pieces instead of one big long video, because I don't want to just sit in the greenhouse. I want to take you guys out there and show you around and like, let's see what's going on and what we're actually doing. So I'm videoing smaller sections and I'm going to splice them together. So bear with me if it doesn't work out perfectly, but I am going to put the little pieces together so it's not like that all, we don't have to do this crazy, bouncy, weird walk all over the place. Like I can turn off the camera, go out there, set it up and video the next section. So, that's how it's going to be a little bit different this week. I'm reading from these are my notes. I love writing things down. I love having a written record of the things that I am doing, how things are working, what isn't working. And just for an example, I will show you, like this is, or was, my planner for 2025. And I really like this planner because it has so much space to write on. And maybe there's certain times of the year like February where there's not as much to write about, but like I like to keep notes of all the things that I'm doing, what I'm planting, what I'm picking, all the things that I am like managing. Like in here I talk about whether I covered things or uncovered things. So I love to have this written record of what I did. And then I love to be able, because like last year I had an amazing crop of saponaria. And I wanted to know exactly when I planted it and how long it took. And I just looked back through here, and according to my notes, I direct seeded this saponaria into the garden on March 14th, and I harvested it on June 13th. So that is like really amazing information for me to have. And you too, in your personal gardens, if you ever want to repeat something because it went really well, or try something new because it didn't work the way that you tried it, it's just really good information to have. So, and I will, on Facebook and Instagram, we are going to be talking about the 3 seeds that I am direct seeding into my garden in March. So look for that. I think that one's going out on Monday. yes, there's some good stuff that you can start planting directly into your garden already this time of the year. So some of the things I'm going to show you in this video, I'm going to take you out into the high tunnel, and I'm going to show you, I've planted over 700 ranunculus corms already. And I just want to show you what it looks like. I wish I could share the smell in there, because like right now it's already 50 degrees in there, and the soil is warm and it's like moist, and like everything just smells so good in there, like earth. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to take you out into the east field and show you what's going on, some of the things that have survived out there, and what's like getting uncovered as the snow melts out there. And then we're going to do a little bit about soil blocking, I think, if I have time, if there's enough. I don't want to make these videos super long, but we're going to talk a little bit about soil blocking. And that's also, I think, Wednesday's post on Instagram and Facebook this week. We are going to talk about soil blocking and why you should be doing it. And I'll do a little demonstration on how to do it. It's really not hard. You just have to have the right equipment, and sometimes you just need to practice and play with it a little bit and make some blocks and throw them away and make some more and throw them away and like redo them till you get the technique down. So one more thing I want to share with you before we head out there is the hours of daylight. We are well over 11 hours of daylight every single day now, 11 hours and 6 minutes of daylight a day. And like I was sharing in my post last week, like the quality of the sunshine has just changed. It changes through the season, like with the angle of the sun. It warms up faster. I was noticing yesterday, like, we got more snow, of course. And I shoveled the back patio, and even though it only got to like 37 degrees yesterday, and it didn't get super sunny, but when the sun came out, things were melting very quickly, because the sun is just like warmer and more intense because of the angle this time of the year. So that is super exciting to me. We are gaining 2 minutes and 48 seconds of daylight every single day now. It's nearly 3 minutes of daylight a day. That's crazy. And I know, like, I'm not a super fan of daylight savings time. I wish we could go to daylight savings time and then just stay there. But daylight savings time starts on March 7th to 8th, Saturday to Sunday night. This is exciting to me. Why this is exciting to me is because when I work a 12-hour shift at the hospital, I go in the morning in the dark, and I come out at night in the dark. And when the clocks change on March 7th, for the very first time, I walk out of work at night and the sun is still up. And that just does something for my mental psyche. It's amazing to me to not be walking out in the dark. And then just to have that massive change, an entire hour longer at night, it feels like spring is here. So that's our plan for this week. So bear with me if this video isn't perfect, because this is the first time I'm like actually splicing stuff together. But let's head out into the tunnel and check out the ranunculus and what everything else that's going on out there. Okay, welcome to the high tunnel. So excited to have this space this year. I think it's really, this year it's a little bit late getting in, so it's not going to make a huge difference to my offerings and how early I will have flowers. But next year, I think it will make a very significant difference in what I will be planting ranunculus and anemone in the fall in here, and so they will get started much earlier in the spring. And I'm looking down here, the cat Meow Meow has come in to join us. So it is about 55 degrees in here. If you see some dripping, there's definitely some condensation that it's kind of like raining down when if the wind blows and the plastic moves. But Over here, I didn't take this off yet because I wanted to show you. I did cover these in here the last few nights because it did get down to like 8 degrees out here. And this is early for me, and I'm not exactly sure how these were going to fare. So just to be on the safe side, I gave them a little bit of extra protection because why not? It was not difficult to do. So yes, like I said, I've planted already over 700 ranunculus in here. And I may have come out here and did a little peeking before I started this video, but I am like really excited to show you what's going on. So first I'm going to remove the frost cloth, and then we'll take a closer look at what's going on in the ground. Now, I didn't put up any support hoops on this frost cloth because when I planted, no, you can't see me. When I planted, there's no plant matter above the ground. So there wasn't going to be any damage from the frost cloth on the plants. So I'm going to turn you around here and look at this. They are already poking out of the ground. Even it was 8 degrees when I woke up this morning, and I was like, holy cow. But just, they love it in here. They're already thriving. And there's so many, they're already just like poking their little green noses out of the ground. So currently I have planted in here some salmon. Those are salmon colored down there. Then these in here will all be that beautiful chamello. I have a ton of white, and then I have more. I have bright pink and some like soft buttery yellow to go in. Just for reference, I'll show you what they look like when I put them in the ground. Bear with me. So these are the ranunculus. They're living in these mesh bags in here until they get in the ground. This is where I rooted them. And like I told you, I don't do them in the trays anymore because they do so well in those mesh bags. They're actually better off not having a whole lot of plant matter on them when you put them out because there's less transplant shock that way. So it's like, these are the things that you like, that I love to try. I like trying new things, new methods. And like I told you in another video, I did this like on a smaller scale last year. I did it the safe way that I knew I had good luck with, starting them in the trays, growing some nice green plants before I put them outside. And then I did a small amount in the mesh bags and tried them that way. And it was just so great that I didn't do any in the trays this year. So that's what's happening with the ranunculus. And then I have a second row over here in the high tunnel. This row is going to be, the majority of it is going to be Lisianthus this year. I'm very excited to grow my Lisianthus under some cover. I think we will get bigger, taller stems with more flowers on them. And then down at that end, so then within the next couple of days, what my plan is to weed this bed, because yes, there are some perennial weeds down at that end that have overwintered. So I will be weeding this row. I will be adding some organic fertilizer to this space. And then I have a product that I'm trying out this year called Bio 360, which is it's a corn-based product that is it's like plastic that you lay down over the row, and then you poke holes through it for each of your plants. But it's not plastic. It's a corn-based product that will degrade over the winter, over next winter, but it's for weed suppression so that I don't have to fight so many weeds. So I will be prepping this, and then down at that end, I'm actually going to put in some anemone also, because I just want to try some anemone in the tunnel as well, because they will have longer stems and they'll be bigger plants, and I just want to try everything out here in the tunnel, really. So so that's the news from the high tunnel. Meow Meow loves it out here because it's nice and warm. I usually bring out some cloth for her to lay on while I'm messing around out here, and she hangs out with me. So that's it from the high tunnel. Let's head out into the east field and take a look at some of the exciting things that have overwintered and are coming back already. And yeah, let's do it. Okay, guys, out here in the east field, things are a little slower to wake up out here because it is wide open. It's not under a tunnel, and it's a little less protected. But all of this back here, these are all the woody perennials, a whole bunch of hydrangea, 9-bark forsythia. I have some new smoke bush, all things that I am hoping to be able to use in bouquets this year. Oh, there's some new spirea and viburnum also. So these are all, the forsythia is waking up. Everything else is still pretty dormant, but the first week of March is when I start cutting all of these back to encourage new growth for the year. So that is coming up very soon. This coming week, I'll probably start that. And what I've really wanted to show you out here is, so there's been kind of like a resurgence in interest in mums, heirloom mums, not the mums that you grow in pots in the fall on your porch. These are more like garden mums, and they are perennial. So some of them you have to pay attention to the zone, where they're zoned. But I want to show you, I've cut these back. Some of them I dug up so I can take cuttings, but these are most definitely alive. They have definitely survived the winter with no protection out here. They were under snow, a lot of snow for a while, and they are doing absolutely great. You can see lots of green down at the base of the plant, and these will just take off when it starts warming up. So there's a whole bunch down there that I didn't cut back, and I'm sorry if I'm banging on my microphone. There's a whole bunch down that way that I didn't cut back because what I realized is that they make a great barrier for the leaves that are falling out of my huge maple and birch trees here. In the fall, the leaves would blow up against the mum plants, and then I could come through and collect all the leaves for my leaf towers. So I stopped cutting down the mums and left them up so that I could use them that way. But those will all be cut down once the snow is gone and it warms up just a little bit out here. So that's really about it from the east field. I was out looking in the peony portion of the field. The ground is still pretty frozen, and I don't see any like little pink noses poking up yet, but I don't really expect them to. Maybe in a couple more weeks when it's just a little bit warmer reliably each day, but it won't be long It really won't be long. There are definitely daffodils poking up in the inner field in there that I saw the other day, which is exciting. So that's it, guys. That's it for this week. I was going to take you in and do a little soil blocking demonstration, but I started working on the video editing before I came out here to film this last piece. And I think we're like 20 minutes already. So I'll do a separate video and pop that up there if you're interested in soil blocking, or I'll put it on Facebook or Instagram. It's definitely something you should try if you never have. It's a great way to start seeds. But just let the cement truck go by. But that's it for this week. I think I'm going to cut the video off here. I am going to enjoy this weather for the rest of the day. There is definitely a cup of coffee and a book in my near future for this afternoon. I'm going to hang out in the greenhouse where it's about 80 degrees and just rest and read for a little bit, I think. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and a great week ahead, and I will see you back here next Friday, and it will be March. See you guys.